We have 3 levels in our course. This is a level 1 painting. We're on step 2. If you haven't already, do step number 1. And it's really cool because you have your light bulb and then you flip it on its head and you're going to create a cityscape. Now, next time we're going to do the step 3 and we're going to take this, develop it more, create a foreground and details. But first we have to get the base layer. So let's look at this painting for a little bit. And we're going to go and look at the card now and figure out what our objectives for today.
So our objectives today is negative space, tones, and line.
So negative space is the space between things. If you look at your fingers, look at the shapes between your fingers. You draw that space, what is not.
Right. What's not there rather than what is.
Right. When we say tones, we're talking about the lights and the darks. We're just going to simply say lights and darks. And then the last objective is
line. And that's about using really simple line weight and around the buildings in order to create a defined edge for your buildings. That'll make them look much cleaner and sharper and defined against the background.
We're going to continue with our big sky palette. And step number 1.
So step number 1 is draw the skyline. So make sure you're turning your light bulb upside down, and then it's going to become our sun. Using chalk, lightly draw the city skyline over the surface of the light bulb. Vary building heights and widths, and pay close attention to negative space so the skyline feels balanced and intentional.
And we could probably add like composition to those objectives too. So we're going to use negative space for composition. Okay, so here we are. I want you to physically
turn the
thank you.
Turn the canvas.
Turn the canvas. You can either use charcoal or chalk. We're kind of digging the chalk lately.
It's true.
It's like literally just normal chalk that old teachers used to have. Okay, let's look at, you could also draw this. You see this weird skyline? But we're going to draw this one first and then flip it over and correct it. I want you to notice big, middle, little. You have a tall building. You have some middle buildings and some little buildings. Right here, they're going to get littler, so it looks like we're going into the city. We don't want just beep, 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 beep.
Right.
Because that'd be flat. So mark off, look at the negative space between here and here, and just put a mark. Then here, it's almost halfway, but not quite. And these ones are about, so this one's a whole lot fatter. So this one, now let's look at the negative space between here and here. This is about how fat the building should be. This little point right here goes into the light bulb. This building has a corner to it, and it goes right over the light bulb. And then like that. I am not making it perfect. I'm making it exist before I make it perfect. And then I'm going to step back. It's a little bit hard to see my lines when it's white on light. But I can go back and forth with my eyes. I'm looking at this negative space right here. I'm looking at this negative space, and we're going to do something. I'm sorry. No, you're not quite there.
It's okay.
I'm going to turn everything upside down. I'm going to notice that this negative space needs to be littler. And I'm going to be erasing with my water and defining my lines where I actually want them. If you erase as much as you draw, guess what? You're a better artist.
You're also our favorite.
Yes, you are my favorite. If you try to do one and done shapes, then I'm going to be like, okay, let's go correct them. If you are like, I'm going to erase until it looks just right, then I'm going to come look over at your painting and be like, dang, girl, that looks
Boy.
good. Oh, yeah, sorry. Wow. Okay. And there's a lot of noise before we paint this one. So we're going to be using our paint too. And we're going to be erasing our paint as we do this one. Okay. Mixing black and purples. Nope, step number 2. Let's look at the cardigan. Fill in the silhouette. Mix black but combining blue and raw umber. Use the mixture to fill the buildings, creating a bold silhouette against the glowing background. Okay, so black and raw umber. Let's look at our palettes here.
We have black, use ultramarine blue and raw umber.
Yes, ultramarine blue and raw umber. I already have some raw umber. It does have some white in it, so it's not going to create a really big black. You know, it doesn't have white in it. It has a mixing medium. So come here, get this going. I am going to get some blue out, and we're going to create magic. Now, why don't we just pick up black from the store and just use black from the tube?
So mixing your own black, we do it mostly for 2 reasons. So mixing it, you can control the, how do I say it, the
different, it creates different colors and different blacks. And it creates this life to it, right?
It makes it richer and fuller. And there's different types of blacks. If you want a warmer black or a cooler black, you can control that by changing the ratio. Do you want it to be cooler? You add a little bit more blue. If you want it to be warmer, you add some more umber to it.
And like we do in this picture, we're going to add a little bit of red to it eventually to create a little bit of a purple black, but not right now. Right now, we're just looking for a nice, cool black. We don't want it blue. We don't want a dark blue, which you can just have dark blue. Make sure you have a good amount of raw umber into it and mix your black. We're going to use our angle brush now, and we're going to just draw the silhouette to make sure that it's in the correct place. We use a bigger brush instead of a teeny brush with this one. You're going to be able to hold more paint and still create a really crisp edge by using the flat of the brush, the little, so if I can do the makeup thing, the flat of the brush right here. There you go.
Flat of the brush.
Yes. Okay. So I want you to look at my palette here. I want you to see how we are loading our brush. I always say that this is the practice, the painting's the game. If you don't practice right, you can't play the game right. So make sure your brush is wet. Make sure you tap it out though.
So it's not drippy.
So it's not dripping wet. You know, you baptize it, but don't drown it.
Yeah.
Then you're going to come here, hold your brush like this, and you're going to pull it through. When you hold your brush like this, it makes it so you're not like pushing on the bristles. You're coming like this and pulling it through and getting a nice, good application. If you're really fancy, you can still be like Bacon and be cheating and hold it like this, but just kind of go like that when you pull. You should see Megan. There we go. You should see Megan's face right now. Her cheek is twisting in a what the heck, Sarah? You come here and you pull it. Okay? And then it helps you. You're in the right position so you can start painting. So let's start painting. You're coming here, and when you're doing it, you're not pulling it down, you're pulling it across. You're going to make sure you know where to start go and end, and just pull it across. And then inside the building, you're going to twist your brush, figure out where to go, start, and end. And do you notice how I didn't have a lot of pressure, and so my line was thinner, and then it got thick because I applied more pressure? I can come here and just even that out. Usually I'd fill it in, but I want to make sure my drawing's correct. Just don't fill it in your painting, not your painting, your lines. Actually look at what you drew, check it with the drawing. Like literally touch the line. Don't touch your actual brush to the painting, but come here and like point at it and then draw it over here. Look at it, look at your reference, draw one line. Look at your reference, figure out what that line is, draw it. Too many people look at their drawing, they're talking and painting at the same time. They look at their reference and then try to just memorize it and put it on. If you come here and go back and forth with every single line, and I'm going here and I'm like visualizing this because there's something not right with this part. I don't know what it is. What's wrong with my line? You dropped yours down.
Mm-hmm.
I think what I'm doing is using my sun as a reference too much. Because I'm looking at this. If you look here at this negative space, I'm trying to draw this negative space. But I don't think my sun is in the right place. If you look at this from here to here, my sun should be right in here, and that would make this negative space correct. Sometimes I'm thinking it's my building, but it's actually my sun. So always look around it. If it's not working right, try to figure out why, right? And so I'm going to have to move my sun down for this composition. And with that one, the sun should come here. The building's here. Look, I drew it right. Woohoo! What about you, Megan?
My sun's higher. So, but I based it here for my building. So it is really just this right here. So I can pull my sun down because I don't want to pull my buildings anymore because then I'm going to lose. I can pull them up slightly, but I don't want to lose the height differential.
And I feel like right in here, I feel like this building is too skinny.
If I make it fatter, I'll lose this one.
So here, you measure the proportions, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it comes about that much. We're going to come here, and it's right. So maybe the tallness of it.
I can bring it up a little higher.
Yeah.
If I bring it up to here.
And it might be this down here. It might not be even that. Here, we're going to show. Let's pretend I don't know. She drew it on. No, I don't like that. It's paint. I'm stuck. No. You just come here, take a little bit of water on your rag, and you're able to, because it's still wet. Look at this magic.
Which one do you want me to get rid of?
That one.
Oh.
Yeah. I just want to show them how to do this. Look how cool that is. There. Okay?
Yeah. It comes right off.
Now, you can't come here like it is now dry. I can scrub. Oh, whoa, look. Gone. It hasn't set yet. Now, if I try to do that from yesterday, I can do it. No, it won't work. But you have workability. You can erase. It's really good to erase, peeps. I think it looks too tall because look at this space right here.
No.
This little thing needs to be pulled up. If you relate this to here, it just needs to be pulled up just a little bit.
This building needs to come up.
Yeah. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what about mine?
Mm,
Like right in here.
yeah. I think you need to make that building fatter.
Uh-huh.
I think it's too skinny. The face of this building, this one.
It's too skinny, yeah. It needs to pull out. This needs to be a little bit more straight on. And it needs to go down. We're visualizing it right now before I paint it on. Okay, let's do.
Okay.
I am having a hard time seeing my composition and my lines because my sun isn't right. I filled it in, but now I'm going to go look at that, and I'm just going to take a bit of white and I'm going to draw this much of my circle. I'm going to focus on where the line starts, where it goes, where it ends. It starts at this corner building here. It goes up and around and ends in this building's armpit. I want to wash up my brush. I love these mule. Ooh, there we go. I love these mule mugs. They have a texture on them, and you can hold onto the mug and really beat the devil out of that brush and get it nice and clean. You're going to kiss my rag, so it takes out a little bit of my water, but not a whole lot. And I'm going to grab my white and twist my brush, get enough paint on both sides, hold my brush out here like this, look at where it starts, goes, and ends, starts, goes, and ends. Now I'm noticing that my building needs to come up. It's too far down just based on this. And so this is all going to be changed. I'm going to step back. It's so important not to sit in your seat the whole time. Now you can't see me anymore, but let's analyze it together. Yeah, I think if I pull my building up a little bit, I think it's good enough for hand grenades and horseshoes. We'll do a time lapse again. I want you to make sure that if you need to pause the video, analyze your work, really work in refining your lines. And happy painting. Now I want you to reevaluate what you've done, look at it, and if you're ready, let's move on to step number 3, apply tones. It's one tone right now, and we're going to create depth by applying the light and dark tones.
So let's look at our cards. Step 3, using raw umber, begin at the edges of the building and blend inward to suggest light spilling over the structures. So you're gonna mix in your brown and into your black. Keep the strongest color near the edges closest to the light source. Mix cadmium yellow into the raw umber to create a lighter brown. Apply this along the building's edges and blend slightly inward, stopping before it reaches the darkest area to preserve contrast.
Okay, so let's come talk about this. So all those fancy words.
There was fancy words.
There's fancy words, and that's the wonderful part about having us here. We're going to take those fancy words and show you what they mean. We're going to have light that comes here on this side of the building. Do you see those lights parts? And it goes into the black. We're going to teach you how to do that. First part is getting a lighter black. We're going to add white to our black just a little bit. And it looks like a little bit of yellow too. So a little bit.
So we start with the brown as our middle tone. So the umber is going to be our middle tone, and then we're going to be adding yellow into our umber to make a lighter tone.
There we go. So let's look at your palette. I have no umber. No umber here for me. That's all black. And so let me see if I can get that by see if I add a little bit of white into this. I see that I don't have any umber. It's all blue.
Get this.
So I need to first start with umber. Why don't you add a little bit of, is it white or yellow?
The yellow is what we add for our lighter tone.
Okay. So, oops. I said that wrong. Now, apparently, this brown smells like chocolate. And we talked about it last time. And then we've talked to our students a few times and had debates.
It's this specific paint, guys.
Yes, it has to be latex, bio something.
It's the Liquitex, like, bio degradable paint acrylics. It smells like chocolate.
Yeah.
Hey.
Okay. I'm just going to do a little test here to see if I get the color. Mix it up some. And then I'm going to come and put it up against my reference. I think it's pretty good. We're going to have it in a wash. And so it's going to look different once we get some paint on there. But I think we're pretty good. So we're going to do a little bit of a wash. We're going to baptize our brush and get lots of paint on there. Hold your brush out and do a little experimental application. I love how people will do it and it doesn't turn out and they just keep on doing it. It's like, no, see, I don't have enough. If there's too much paint on my brush, so I'm going to take it out. There we go. That's better. It's not looking like you want it to. Figure out why. Don't just keep on doing it. Now right here you have a little bit of dark, but then you have a little bit more white in here. So I'm going to grab a little bit of white on my brush. And I'm just going to come here. Oh, too much white. I'm going to continue with it, but then wipe off my brush. And that brush is going to pull it off. Just a little bit of water. And lastly, I'm going to wipe it so it has a nice soft edge as it comes out from it. Create that effect by applying your paint and taking off your paint. I want to grab a little bit more of the dark and darken this. If you notice, I haven't washed out my brush. I use my rag to take off paint from my
The excess paint from your brush?
Thank you. See, this is why originally, this is why Megan joined our crew. Because she needs to correct all my words like she does in real life. But then I think it turned into a really cool partnership.
Right.
Yeah. She's as much as the main character as I am.
Yeah. I'm fine with being side character.
Just
being a protagonist sounds tiring.
We're going to go and work on our lights and darks throughout this whole painting, right? Again, we're going to come and create light tone. It is rocky. Here, there we go. Apply it, take it off the rag, soften it. I did not soften very well. Soften it. take some black, make it go darker, and apply this paint into a little bit more of a gradient, moving it around until the building looks like it's being hit by the sun. And now I'm going to go and continue this through all the other buildings. Just like so. So now we're going to put a little extra in here by putting red into this. You come here, you make a purple, and we're going to bring it up, just applied foreground, so it's not completely just flat. And these ominous buildings are just coming up out of nowhere, right? You need a little bit of foreground, but not too much. We'll do that next time. Add a little bit of your red into your dark color and a little bit of white, so you can create this purple. And it's almost like a V right here. And then you kind of pull it up to the rest of your buildings. Let's look at our palette a little bit to figure out how to do this. We're going to pick up a little bit of this red, come mix it in with a little bit of the blue brown. Megan will probably have an easier time because her colors are more like little puddles. And mine are a little bit all over the place. And that's okay. I'm just going to find a corner. And I don't need a whole lot of it, so I'm not using my palette knife. And I'm not using a lot of paint. If you're using a lot of paint, you need a palette knife. Now let's look up here, Musey. We're going to do check with your brush. And I am achieving this purple. So now I'm going to come here and add this purple. Some of the purple, it's almost like a maroon up here. And then I'm going to add white and more blue down here to get that foreground. Okay? So now I've done a brush check. My painting might have a little bit different colors. So I might paint it on and go, nope. So let's see. As I come here and paint this on. So as I paint it on, I'm noticing my reds and stuff are different here. So I need a little bit more blue. I'm just going to grab a little bit more blue on my brush to create a little bit more of a purple flare. My brush is kind of sticky. Don't like that sticky brush. And so I'm coming here, very thin coat of this purple. And I'm adjusting as I need to. And I'm painting here, and I'm just a little bit area, experimenting with it, just adding a little bit of pure blue, red. I'm kind of squishing my brush around, dipping it in the water, getting a really thin coat. I need some more white. I think I need some more paint on my palette, period. There we go, little bits at a time. Oh, too white. I just need more blue on my palette. I'm going to start playing with this. Let's do a time lapse as you watch me play with this. I want you to be playing with your colors too. Don't just mix up a puddle and paint that puddle. Grab different parts of your palette. Let's look at your card again, figure out what your next step. If you're satisfied with it, let's move on, but make sure you're not overworking it. Sometimes it doesn't look right because you haven't done the sky or something, right? Keep on working the full thing. We're not going to finish the buildings at this point. We're going to bounce back and forth between the foreground, the buildings, and the sun. Let's look at the next step, step number 4. Let's pull up that card.
So step number 4, we're going to paint the windows. So we're going to be using the yellow-brown mixture that we made up earlier to block in windows with short rectangular brush strokes. Vary your size and placement to create a natural, lively cityscape.
Natural and lively.
Natural and lively. So for these windows, really look at your reference and see where those windows are. There are some that are very, very bright. And you're going to be tempted to pull them all the way to that brightness, but we're just going to mark them out first with our yellow brown.
And we're going to switch from an angle brush to a little baby brush. So let's look at our palette. We have a bunch of different colors. We're going to take our little baby brush. I like to have a square brush for this one. My hands are really dirty.
You have a lot of paint on them.
I have a lot of paint on those. Okay. Well, yeah, sometimes it's good to stop and go wash your hands. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. But if you need to go and clean up your area a little bit, that was a skill that was taught to me to kind of make sure you're not just frantically painting and getting a little messy with your painting too. Okay, so take your little brush. You're going to take this brown yellow right here and a little bit more yellow. Doesn't want to be pure yellow because that's unnatural. And then a little bit of white. You always do first a reference check for your color. You're going to come and see where you're at. I'm pretty good. I see that I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have a room for a fifth, but that guy's not home, right? So now I'm going to come here and I'm going to map it out before I paint it. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and for a fifth. And we're just mapping this out. Do you see how I visualized it before I painted it on? And then you're going to squish and lift. And I am going to come here, figure out where it starts, squish and lift. It's getting craggly. I'm going to kiss my water, finish the squish, and then, oh, well, I didn't have enough room for my fifth. Whatever. And then I'm going to come here. This guy is home. But this one, he just kind of little one out there. And this guy is home. Wonder what they're doing. Do you ever wonder who's big? And then down here, I'm adding more water for these ones just because I'm too lazy to go get more paint. And we're just mapping them out. This guy has 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This guy is home. This guy's just barely home.
He's just barely home?
Like, it's not very bright. Maybe he has to be home. Maybe he left the light on for the cat.
Almost like maybe it's just like a night light that's on.
There you go.
Or his blackout curtains.
I'm going to water down my brush. Make sure I kiss the rag so it doesn't run down my canvas because I have too much water. And I'm going to come here, and these ones are just ghost shapes. I'm going to block them in at this point, but they're just ghost shapes. I can darken them as needed or lighten them. There we go. As we switch to this building, instead of like a pull, they're like a... And I want to use the edge of my brush to do this. I'm not going to try to use the whole brush. I'm going to use my fingers. And I'm just going to go a little. And it helps if you make the noise. You're going to make them parallel to the top of the building. A little bit fatter. There we go. I don't think these are apartment buildings. I think these are
Office buildings?
Office buildings, because windows...
I think they're office buildings too.
And then as we go down, we're going to create some varying strokes. So it's not all the way across. And it kind of is just on this side of the building. And then, boop, boop, boop. See this floor, this company right here, they don't sleep. They don't have lives. This company, they're gone. They have a good work-life balance. And this company here, only a few of them are idiots. We've already told that story. Now, over here, we're going to make the strokes go this way to suggest that this building is going back. See this company, the whole top floor. They have to earn
Days off.
that. Oh yeah, well, and it's the top floor, right? They have views, so you better be there all night and all day to earn that view.
You gotta earn those views.
Okay, I'm gonna wash off my brush and just add a little bit of water. Oh, too much pigment. And just kind of, nope, that's not happening. I'm gonna take that off. There we go. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I want to add, it's not in my reference, but I'm just gonna add, see these people down here. I have a few more bosses that are kind of mean. Down there. Mean boss.
Mean boss.
Okay, now I have all that in. Now I can start refining this, right? This is the first layer. And then we're going to do some refining. Let's look at your reference again. These windows, I want to bring it close, peeps. Good spot? They have these nice little bloops. I don't know if they're shades or like this is the top light and that's little floor lamps. I don't know. We're going to create some depth by, and even these little ones, you see how they're light but they're dark, like dark rooms. And we're going to get these in and show that somebody actually lives there. They're not windows. These are places people live. So now, camera number 2, let's go up close. Start refining this. I'm gonna come and create these little thingies right here. And I'm noticing my base layer is more close to the bottom. So on the top, it gets a little darker. And I'm just gonna come here. Oops, didn't have enough pigment or water on my brush. Gonna pick up some more. I'll create these little shades like this. I'm gonna put more white in here to create that dome. Gonna even this out a bit. And do you see how instead of using my brush like this flat, I'm turning it so it's a nice line. You can almost draw like a pencil because it's nice and thin. You know what? I'm just going to get rid of that window. I like the window that is not on. So my building is only going to have 3 windows that are on. To do that, I'm going to wash up my brush, get some dark, but I'm going to dilute it with some water. And I'm just going to come here. And he is still going to be there. But he's going to be kind of in the dark.
Yeah. There's some windows that are there, but they're almost black.
Yeah. Gonna go back here and create some hard edges around them. Darken him out a little bit more. And define these buildings. Soften. Multiple very thin layers. I'm okay with my, whatchamacallit, these are buildings, where I'm okay with them, but I want to overwork them. So I'm going to jump into the sky. I'm going to work on the sky a little bit. We have this weird thing going on here. Megan's out of the frame because she's standing behind you right now, analyzing her artwork. Again, art is not supposed to be stationary. You're supposed to move. You're supposed to look at it. Have like a dance with your art piece here. I'm going to start working on that. Megan's going to continue on her battle with her buildings, and I want to see your progress. We're going to do the final step, add the little details to really make him pop. I want you to go look at your card, pull that up.
Okay, so for step 5, finishing details, this is where we're going to start using more titanium white. So we're going to be adding titanium white to more of our yellows to create our highlight colors, then use thin strokes to refine building edges and brighten select windows. Finish by adding a few touches of pure white to create sharp gleams of white. So this painting doesn't have a lot of pure white in it, so we're going to be using pure white to make like gleams and like light light, what is it called? Refractions?
Thank you.
Damn.
If we come here, you see this right here, nice bright, and you have more of a haze. So I'm going to start off with these really bright things. I'm going to leave off all this details that I have in my reference. You don't have those. I'm going to leave that off until step number 3. We decided we didn't want to.
Yeah, we'll just put them in for 3.
Next time. So angle brush is your friend. You can do nice, hard, long edges, but make sure you go into bright white. You're washing off your brush. Then I'm coming here and loading my brush. I'm holding it like an ice cream cone. I'm pulling it through. And I'm coming and just getting that bright white. Like this. And again, it helps if you do the noises. A little bit of yellow and over here on this one. This one has a lot of yellow too. Kind of a yellow haze. When we talk about a haze, lots and lots and lots of water, little bit of a pigment, and really just defining things. Wiping it off if it gets too light too fast. There we go. And even down here, I kind of lost it. Dried darker. And that's one thing with acrylic. That's why you also want to let it set a little bit and bounce in your artwork, because it dries a little bit darker. And just refine this a little bit more. And time lapse. are done, I want to share with our successes, and please join the group so you can share your success. There's a link below. But here we go. So we just talked about how we told the story of who lives here, right? These aren't buildings or the windows. What did I say? The windows have a little person in them, right? This building has a personality. It is a person.
Yeah.
He's like, oh. And like this one, he has all the emotions.
He has a lot of emotions, that building. Yeah.
And he's like, hello. Why are you guys so, you're talking over here. I'm trying to get work done. Yeah.
It's true.
I love it. I love how this has morphed into Toontown.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. What's your success?
I like my towns, specifically through here.
Right there. Right there.
Right. I really like your usage of the purple in here. It reads almost pink. Like I can see it in your palette, but on here, because of the other colors on the canvas affecting it, it comes across as like a pink and rich magenta almost.
I went crazy, didn't I?
You added a lot, but
You did.
it's going to add a lot of depth and make your life easier on the next step. So I do like this magenta you added, and your windows are very, very rectangular. So good job.
Yes.
What was your success?
Rectangular windows.
Yes.
Not pink, magenta. Yeah, that's pretty. It's pretty. Okay, guys. Share with your success.
Like, comment, subscribe. See us again. We're going to be doing step 3 on Sunday, and finishing up, we're going to add all of this foreground and do some, it's like a magic trick actually. We're going to just make a foreground appear.
Boom. Okay. Thank you so much. We'll see you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.